Take me down to Delay City, where all the games are late, but they still look pretty. That's how we roll here in 2022, while another major Nintendo Switch game gets bumped. Third party is becoming like fourth party at this point, because all the games are getting shifted to next year. But hey, good morning, Mario. Good morning, Switch fans. It is Friday, and we are feeling fine. At least I am. I got this new Spider-Man shirt. The tie-dye, the Spider-Man, the flowers, it's a nice ensemble. And we have an ensemble of news, including clarifying comments about Nintendo's next console not happening or happening this fiscal year. It's really weird how this was reported, but I want to bring it to your attention. And we got some new games as well. There was a showcase today, so buckle in and let's go. Hit that like button. It helps support the channel a lot, and I appreciate you. Don't appreciate my Harry Potter getting taken out from under my feet. I understand, like, delays are going to happen. It's always better for the game, and it's better for the team, but this is a bummer, because I was shocked when Hogwarts Legacy got announced for Switch. Crazy that a game that size was coming to this console and going to be one of the big third-party hits for the holiday season. No more, and worse than that, it's double delayed. What do I mean by that? Well, Hogwarts Legacy is pushed to February 10th, 2023 for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. The Nintendo Switch launch date will be revealed soon. Oh boy, here we go again. Here we go again. Every darn game that acts like it's going to come out day and date ends up dipping and delaying even further. So this is a double delay for one of the most anticipated third-party games on any platform. Now, Hogwarts Legacy has not been shown much lately, so this isn't really a surprise. They don't have magic wands over at Warner Brothers and Avalanche Studios, so they can't just make the game happen. I understand they need time. And yeah, I mean, remember when we were worried about if it was cloud or cartridge for the Switch version? Now we have to worry about, is this even releasing anywhere near the February 10th date of the other platforms? Now, the complicating issue here is that Q1 2023 is jam-packed. We have so many games that are releasing then, so many games that have been delayed to then, and stuff like Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 that they say is spring, which would be around Q1. So it's going to be another season of delays when a bunch of games that are supposed to hit in Q1 end up getting pushed to make room for the games that were supposed to release this year. And oh, it's just always fun. There'll be more delays, don't worry. More games that are supposed to release in 2022 will be delayed. They just better not touch Splatoon or Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I don't think they will. Nintendo first party stuff seems to be on lock. Let me know how you feel about Hogwarts. I'm sad. I wanted to see how it was going to turn out. It looked like it was biting off such a big bite of the entire magical world of Harry Potter. I guess too big of a bite. At least too big of a bite for 2022. I don't know if you saw this last week, but there was this report that Nikkei, who is a big Japanese publication, that they said Nintendo was not releasing new hardware this year. Like, they did an interview with Nintendo, and Nintendo said, hey, this fiscal year, we're not putting out any new hardware. And there wasn't like an actual quote. There wasn't any real paragraph to read from. It was just like hearsay that this is what Nikkei was reporting, that, hey, they're not doing anything this fiscal year. And so people are like, of course not. Switch Pro is a mirage. Well, now we have the actual quote from what they were reporting on, and it looks like Nikkei just made a whole bunch of assumptions. They just kind of editorialized what Nintendo said, because what Nintendo said was, Nintendo will continue to sell 3 Switch models: the standard model, the Switch Lite with reduced price, size, and features, and the OLED model. That's what they said. That's where Nikkei got that, oh, they're not releasing new hardware this fiscal year. Well, that is Furukawa basically confirming that Nintendo has 3 versions of Switch. It is the most generic PR speak ever, and in no way does it mean anything more. It doesn't mean that they're making another system. It doesn't mean that they're not making another system. It literally just means, hey guys, we have 3 Switchy, and we will continue to sell 3 Switchy. Did you think they wouldn't? I mean, I don't know what went on here, but this is really an illuminating look. Sometimes we get these translations that just aren't, it's not exact. It doesn't correlate perfectly, and we have all this misinformation. Now, it does really seem like Nikkei on their end did sort of build this to be bigger than it was, but in general, like, that's why sometimes it takes a while for these quotes to get really perfectly translated, perfectly understood, and perfectly reported, because stuff like this, where they supposedly are saying no new console, but then actually they're just saying we have 3 for sale, please buy them. And don't worry, we're not going to raise the price. Furukawa also commented that they're not going to be raising the price. Very interesting to make that announcement. Did you ever think they were going to raise the price? I don't think, despite supply chain issues and despite the pandemic, I don't think any console can just raise the price, right? Like, that looks really bad. And even for current owners, it's just like a bad taste. Like, now this thing is more expensive. Now you're milking more out of your players. And for Switch, I mean, there's 110 million, 111 million. So, man, I mean, we want other people to get the Switch. We want to build that audience. And they shouldn't raise the price. They're not going to. But Furukawa did note that, like, they don't even have certainty on projections for next year because their supply and demand is very uncertain. They don't know what they can get in. They don't know what they can put out. Maybe that's some weird way of saying, like, we may have other plans, but I'm not going to speculate right now. I'm just going to let you know that Furukawa said they won't raise the price, and they're uncertain of next year because all of this stuff around supply chain and chip shortage and pandemic and all of it, delays, game development, work from home, it all is still happening. It feels like it's a thing of the past, but it's really not. It still is full force happening and affecting our gaming industry, and it'll probably continue to do so for years. It sounds like the supply shortage is not going to resolve itself until the end of next year, like into 2024, and who knows, maybe not even then. So we're going to be dealing with this for a while. Luckily, it doesn't actually impact us all that much, like on a day-by-day, game-by-game basis, but the delays do. And so, yeah, we're going to continue to see delays, and we're going to continue to see delays, and we're going to continue to see delays. How about some new stuff? How about some good news? All right, THQ Nordic had their big summer showcase, kind of like the last wrap-up for the E3 season. I don't know if anybody else is going. I guess Gamescom is at the end of August, so that's kind of like finally the summer of announcements at least is over. THQ had their showcase today, and they had some projects for Switch. I will say it's not a very exciting showcase. It again feels like, why did you have a showcase? You could have probably just bumped the trailers on Twitter. They've got AEW Fight Forever on Switch. It's a new wrestling game with mini games, like wrestlers playing baseball, and it's bringing competition to the WWE franchise, and that is coming out on Switch eventually. And then we got a big trailer for SpongeBob The Cosmic Shake, which does look really good. It's like the 2000s are back, because this is a game that would have came out in like 2003 when SpongeBob was mega popular. But it's obviously done up in better visuals and better design, and it could be really fun. I want to see how it controls, because I do love all the different costumes, all the different levels. Floaty Patrick kind of as your little Na'vi helping you out. I just want to make sure it's smooth and the jump feels good. That kind of makes or breaks these types of games for me. I think it's interesting that they're going back to this style. There's some old genres coming back, and I'm kind of here for it, just because we haven't played them in a long time. Like, someone was talking about Guitar Hero the other day, and I was like, I think I'm ready for Guitar Hero to come back. It's been a long time, and we don't have a whole lot of 3D platformers like this, or licensed IP like this, so it'll be neat to see. No release date given, and maybe that's a good thing. With all the delays, better to not commit until you're ready to hit it, and I think it's more fair to the developers, because it all affects them too. They're people, they're working, crunch sucks, and they want to do the best they can, and you know, it's not up to them. It's not like the developers decide when the game's coming out. Unfortunately, that's decided at higher levels where they have totally different mentality and totally different mindset and totally different priorities. But my priority is to see what you all think and to be your best Switch friend. So let's talk about what you think on the poll today. I want to know if you're pumped for Kirby's Dream Buffet. August 17th, $15 game, a sweet spot for the eShop. Would you like to see Nintendo do more smaller, cheaper Nintendo games like this? 67% said yeah. Now, 33% said no, focus on the big full games, and I'm surprised it's that high. I understand it, but like, I think this is a gap that Nintendo has always had, right? They released their old stuff, like Virtual Console, and then they released brand new $60 games. They've tried like 50 with WarioWare, but they never do like the $20, $30 game. And I think there's a gap there. I think there's a market for it. And I think you can make some really creative, inventive ideas with Nintendo characters, utilizing unique art styles or interesting genres. It's kind of like, think about Cadence of Hyrule, how they did that with Link, and it works so well as like a cheap, weird Zelda game. Imagine if they did like a Metroidvania with Zelda and put it on the eShop for $30. That would be sick. Now, I don't know if they'll ever do this again, if Kirby's a one-off, but I really do hope. I'd love to see like a Mario game that's just on the eShop and it has maybe a really eccentric 2D art style and it's $30. That would be super neat. So I think we should treasure this. And if the game is good, which it looks like it is, it looks like it's going to be a really fun sort of Fall Guys-y time mixed with Kirby, then let's reward them. Let's show Nintendo that we want more of this, and we'll find out in like a couple of days if it's worth it and if they should do more. So thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. I've got new videos coming, of course, but for now, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive, and until next time, everybody, love you lots. SwitchForce out.